through an event that I had, and I still have it, and I do it. It's been about a year. I want to talk to you about a couple of different things because, first of all, he's very excited about what he does, about being here every Saturday teaching you guys, and the energy that you guys give him, and he shares that with us outside of these walls. So congratulations to each one of you to take the time to be here because it's tough, right? Because you could be doing something else on a Saturday, but you decided to be here to kind of get some tools and things that you need so that you can do what you need to do to be successful in your path. I work, basically, unfortunately, I still work for corporate America, but I do have a passion, right? And my passion is Real Chicks Rock. And it's a brand that I created about 2 years ago. And really, it has a couple of different branches to it. I mentor, I speak, I do community service, I have a apparel line, and then I support the arts. And so one plays into the other, like, because we all know about Black Chicks Rock, and it sounds very similar to that. But one thing about establishing your brand or your company and your business, it's already been done. So what you need to do is make it unique so that people gravitate to you. So what is it about what you're doing that's going to be different than what's already out in the market? And a lot of it is passion, perseverance, drive, attitude, and connecting yourself with like-minded people, right? So I think you guys being in here, it won't stop at the end of the semester. Most likely you guys will continue to be in touch with one another as a support system, right? So I look to Mr. James as support because the mere fact that he's a man of color, right, intelligent, and he teaches as well as have his own business, and he's passionate about ice cream, isn't that funny, right, is very influential to other people like myself, right? So again, Real Chicks Rock is something that I birthed, and it was very hard to really get something, like how do you make yourself different? And what I want to tell you is, as you're still trying to figure out your life, your business, don't get discouraged. It's okay to have multiple different tracks or ideas to figure it out, because the more you do it and the more you touch it, the more you'll get more concrete as to how you want to push it. Right? So I do, like I said, I do a couple of events, and a lot of the events that I do, proceeds from that goes back to charitable organizations. One that I'm very passionate about because I'm a woman of color. I'm a divorced person, so I have a small son. So I have a heart for single moms. I have a heart for women that are doing it, right? There's a whole level of ratchetness, right? We're not going to talk about that, but there's some real tangible women out here that are doing it. So I've aligned myself with the Atlanta Union Mission, and what I like about them is that they service 264 beds. That's 264 women and children, and they give them the life skills to get back out in the world, right? A lot of them were homeless. It might have been abuse. They might have been abuse. It might have been substance abuse. It might have been drugs. But the mission is designed to give them the skills and the tools and the techniques to get them back on their feet. And I admire that. Because a lot of times we just need a chance. It's not that we're bums, right? It's life. We got things you got to pay the rent. We got to get the kids to school. They're giving us a hard time on our job, and just in an instant, something could change, and that could have been myself needing a bed, just like that. That's how I look at it, and so that's a way that you can always give back. Position yourself if that was you, and sometimes it's not always about money. It's about time. And sometimes it's about recycle resources, things that you don't need that you could pass on to somebody else. This skill that you guys are getting in here, you could turn around and help another woman understand how to start their own business or how to plan for events. Right? So the couple of events that I've done thus far, unfortunately, and I'm on the path of getting the big sponsorships, it's hard. It's a lot of work because it's networking, it's preparation, it's communications, it's trying to get with the right people, and again, it's trying to provide them something as to why should they give you something. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to give them back much. You hear what Mr. James is saying. He's going to give them a bunch of thank yous and we're partnering and that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They might get a T-shirt. They might, you know. Who's to say? So you got to be really crisp and clear as to why somebody should want to invest even $1 into what you're doing, right? You got to have character and be about your word. That's another thing too. When you say you're going to do something, people are counting on you to do that. And that's as simple as returning a phone call, responding to a text and taking that text into an email or a phone call, because you're a business, right? You want to have a certain presence as to how you communicate with people. Texting is very easy, but take it to another step up, right? Be about your word. Be committed to what you said you're going to do, and make sure you do that. Another thing, too, is be passionate about what you believe in. Nobody can talk to you about what you do more than you, right? Nobody can out-talk your game better than you. You know exactly what it is you want to do. You know exactly where you want to be, and you are trying to figure out the best way to get there. Again, make sure that you focus on the things that are going to shine light to what it is that you're doing. So when I do these events, and I do it, the way I met Mr. James was, I like house music. That's a very underground type of genre of music. I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. And so trying to find it here in Atlanta was like a needle in a haystack. But due to social media, I found it, right? So what I do is, at a coffee shop, and Mr. James hangs out there periodically, and what he does is he's grading papers, or when I met him, he was working on his syllabus, actually, for his class, the day that I met him. That's how into it that he is. So even when he's not here, he's always focusing on the classroom. So I met him that day. And I had two DJs that come, and they play house music. And the thing is, one is a more seasoned DJ, and one is someone that is not. But at the end of the day, the event is successful because it's in a warm environment, right? People come, it's free. You come as you are. It's family-centered. It's focused. Again, since we're so social media driven, it's free Wi-Fi. Another thing that people like about that place is that it pours back into a black business because it's owned by a woman, a black woman. So every time somebody buys a cup of coffee, money goes back into that business. That helps to keep those doors open. So again, that's looked at as me doing a charitable thing, like bringing an event to a community that the money's going to recycle. It helps the brand because people ask, what is Real Chicks about? And then we get the network going, and then there's more connections and things of that matter. What I also want to do, too, is I've done an event in the park where we've had house music out there, and we're looking for sponsors to sponsor that. But I tell the people that I'm working with that it's got to be more about music. You have to have a community tie into it. People want to understand what's in it for me. At the end of the day, they don't want to give up money if they don't know what it's going to and how is it going to benefit them or the communities that we're in. So you always got to have that hook. Another thing is, too, the things that you send out about yourself, make sure it's crisp and clean. You know, make sure it's as professional as you can possibly be, because we are very visual. Things go through your smartphone all the time. 9 times out of 10, you respond to those things because it looks good. May say the right thing. So what I'm saying is make sure your spelling's on point, your grammar's on in case, you know what I mean? Make sure that if there's any kind of pictures or any kind of designs or things that you want to promote or show and share, that it's done as professionally as you can possibly do. Because what you put out there is an image and a representation or extension of your brand. You are your brand. Another thing I want to share with you guys is that in order to really be successful, it's really not a 9-to-5 situation. You'll find yourself not sleeping at night. You'll find yourself early in the morning really wanting to touch and understand different things that you can do better. You'll find that you're your worst critic in trying to promote your business and your brand and trying to get your events out there. The best thing that you can do from an event perspective is, as you guys are doing, I'm sorry? Yeah, from an event perspective is exactly what you guys are doing. Research your market. Understand what's going on in the lane that you're trying to be in, right? So if it's reservations, if it's reunions, if it's parties, if it's weddings, like to the lady in the back, research your brand. Understand your market, your target market, and understand money will come, right? We want money. We're not in it just because we don't have nothing to do, just because Oprah's not on TV. We're all here to make some source of money. but understand that it will come. People have to trust the services and the brand that you're offering before they can really start to invest that. So even if you're starting small and you're effective with that small, know that it will grow. Because most times businesses will evolve based on word of mouth. I'm going to refer you because you took good care of me, and I know X amount of people that are looking for the same service. So even though certain things may not be for me per se, I know a great group of people that would be interested in it. So I'm going to look out to see how are you operating, how are you handling, are you doing what you say you're going to do, because time is money. If people are going to invest their money with you, it better be good. You got to know that. Because if she was on the other foot, you're not going to invest in anything that isn't worth your dime. So you need to know that. Right?
Ms. Michelle, you say you speak and you do what are the 4 things?
So, okay, I do community service work. I support the arts through music. And I have an apparel line. Apparel line. Clothes. T-shirts. So I sell T-shirts, tanks, hoodies, that type of thing. So every time I go out, I have a mantra, if you will. Every time I go out, I want to come home with less inventory than what I had.
So you probably wear one of your shirts.
I always wear it. I asked Mr. James today, am I wearing a shirt or I'm dressing up? Is this business casual? He's like, business casual. But I said, but can I bring my shirt? He said, yeah, you can bring your shirt. So I brought my shirt.
So what's your mission and your vision for Real Chicks Rock?
My vision and my mission is to empower all women. I'm a woman of color. You can see that. But my vision and mission is to empower and inspire all women through the 4 branches that I talked about, whether it be through community service, through the apparel line, through music, or through mentoring and public speaking. So by having this brand, it's allowed me to be here to talk to you guys today. By doing what I've done previously, I'm looking to become an instructor at the Atlanta Union Mission to help those women, give them life skills. So it blossoms, it flows, it's growing, and the money will come. The money is coming, right? It's waiting on me to get there. Yes, ma'am.
What is house music?
Oh, house music is comprised of a little disco, a little R&B, but you're not sitting down. You're going to dance all night. You're going to dance all night. It's everywhere. I'm going to give you my information so we can connect. Right. Question? Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Is that
Yes. I sure will. Any questions? Yes, in the back.
I'm checking out your website.
All right.
How often do you do the DJ thing with the kids?
I
think that's dope.
Thank you. They are busy. Those little kids are busy.
Yeah.
They play more often than some real grown DJs play. I have them twice a year.
Okay.
So I did it just before they got out of school, and I'm going to do it again Christmas for the toy drive. So we did a toy drive, and all the proceeds from the toys and the money went to the mission. We did a back-to-school drive, and that went to another shelter. I'm looking to do another one this year. Last year, we did a clothing drive and collected about 30 huge big bags of clothing and gave it to the women. Because again, in part of life skills, they need clothes to go to interviews and to go to work, because we're trying to empower them. We're not trying to put them on any system that's not going to empower them, right? So they're going to need clothes and those type of things.
So you have a location already for clothes?
I work with the mission, yeah, Atlanta Union Mission. So whatever I get most likely goes to them. And I think in 2016, I'm looking to maybe do some other things with other people, but I'm just one person.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about what I do, but I'm just one person, and like I said, I work. So in between working 9 to 5, I sneak in and try to incorporate different things where I can do what I can do. I'm pretty busy on the weekends. Yes, ma'am.
Are there other colors of humans, like different races, involved in your
You mean, I touch everybody. Like I said, it's just me. So if you're looking for a team for Real Chicks Rock, I am the team. Most of the people that help me, believe it or not, are men. I get my support from men. My graphics designer is a man. People that mentor me are men. I would recommend that you have a business plan. If you're looking to really take what you do to do, get a business plan written, have it looked over, vetted, because you need to know where you are and where you want to be in the next 3 years, the next 5 years, And you're not held to that because as times change, economy change, as you change as a person, your business plan is going to change.
When you step to okay, hold on.
Yes.
You step for the mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you step to them, or
I stepped to them.
how did that conversation go?
What it is I went there and I started volunteering, right? Because people trust you when you're willing to serve and work and help out. And I built a relationship that way. And then that's when the relationship began. And I told them, listen, I want to do my part. Again, I'm one person, but I want to have events and things that whatever I get, I can donate to you guys. And they were pretty much on board on it. Yes.
I would you donate to me, I know.
Yes.
Cool. How long before you presented them with that information? Because I have an idea like that with an organization that I'm interested in, and that's how I was thinking of going as a volunteer.
Yes, that's the best way to go. I worked in the kitchen, and I went before I went to work, just slicing up the bread, filling up the pantry, because as they got donations and food from Publix and Atlanta Bread and groceries, that stuff had to go in the pantry. So I did that. I didn't have a speaking role. I said good morning, signed in. I didn't tell them what I was there for. I just did what I did. But there's always a director or somebody that you got to connect with that allows you to work with their people. And so I would suggest that you connect with the director for volunteering or mentoring or whatever avenue you're trying to get with, and just come the humble route and just say, listen, this is what I do in the background, but right now I want to come in here, build a relationship with you, and whatever you need me to do, I'm willing to do. And so you give it a couple of months, and you just keep that communication open, and then start suggesting ideas to them.
Okay.
Right?
Awesome. Thank
You're welcome. Yes.
Are you involved in any other organizations?
I want to be. I've done the Lupus Walk, where I've raised about $700 and given that back to them. Likewise for breast cancer awareness. But right now, my passion for the past year and a half has been women and children. And I think it's because I think regardless of what shade of a woman you are, we still function the same. We're nurturing people. We want to give back. We're usually multitasking in a lot of situations. And it's not a hit against our men. Not at all, but it is what it is. We got a lot that we got to do. And I think whatever we can do to kind of support one another, I think it goes a long way.
Here's the reason I asked, because I got involved last weekend with another group and organization, but there was other organizations helping with them. At this particular time, she does, with her group, her organization, she helps feed the homeless and other things also as well. So I was saying, besides just like the cancer walk, other organizations that's, that's not like with lupus and stuff, but they still help with them also as well.
Right. No, I haven't. And I know it's a lot of ground to cover. A lot of people ask me how can they come on board to help me. Sometimes it's difficult to mobilize teams because we have different schedules. We say we want to do it, and then when it's time to show up and roll through season and do the work, and people don't show up. So I'm working towards getting to that place where when I throw out that invite, people will respond, and we can go in there and be strong as a unit and really give back. Yeah, because you gotta be about what you say you're gonna do. And I find that you can be effective with a small number of people than trying to go with a huge team, and because there's a lot of coordination, and trying to do that. And even these companies, these charitable places, they're sensitive about, especially when you're interacting with people that they have a responsibility for. They just don't want anybody coming in there and being sloppy with it. You got to kind of be, on point with it. And I respect that, because again, if I was in that situation, I would want to know that I'm staying in a place that people have my best interests at heart. Any other questions?
Yeah, because you have to do like an orientation before you can volunteer with the mission.
No, it wasn't an orientation. I think it was really a Q&A with the director. We had a conversation on the phone just to kind of understand like who you are, what do you do, where you see your organization or your company going, what do you think you might want to do with us, and then he told me in turn, well, these are the opportunities we're looking for people to kind of help us in. And you have to be real. You have to be like, can I do this? And am I willing to do this for the greater good? And in most cases, yeah, because sometimes even if it doesn't directly impact what you're trying to do, you're still impacting a life, right?
Can I ask you
Sure.
on what she was saying?
Sure.
And it's like you said, she dealt with the director, but some places or some companies, you do have to just actually go through interview, I mean, almost like an interview, like a real job. Because I know at the VA, if you want to volunteer, you just gotta go through the fingerprint, you gotta go through the ID thing, you gotta go to fill out the application.
Right.
Some places you do have to actually do some of this stuff.
Right. Right. So again, at the end of the day, it's what is it that you want to walk away with by doing it? Really. And again, it's not always going to be money. It could just be relationship building. It could be you helping that one person. It could be helping a group of people you don't really know. But if you're in a position where you say you want to give back, you really got to check yourself and make sure that's really what you want to do.
There's the motive behind it.
Yeah, because it's not a glamorous thing. You know, you could be taking out garbage. You could be whatever they need you to do. It just depends. And then they'll come back to you out of surprise. You know, the director emailed me 2 weeks ago and said, you know what, I got an opportunity for you to instruct. And I think I want you to teach life skills. You know, how to make financial decisions, how to maybe start a business, those type of things. And so we're going back and forth to decide what the syllabus or the agenda would be. How long is that going to be? Is it Saturdays? So we're trying to figure that out, you know. And then we're going to talk about money. Right, Mr. James? We're going to talk about money. But that's not important right now. But we need to make sure that whatever we're doing is a win-win for both of us.
So how long you been volunteering with that organization?
It's about 2 years.
Cool.
About 2 years. And like I said, I started in the kitchen with Miss Pat. Any other questions or comments? All right. Well, again, thank you guys for letting me come and just kind of talk with you guys a little bit. I wish you much continued success in what you guys are doing, because it's not easy sitting in the classroom listening and taking notes and trying to figure out life. But it's a lot of opportunities out here. To the lady's point in the back, pay attention to politics, because when Obama's out, things will dry up.
Exactly. Yes.
So get yourself in a situation, a position where you can become lucrative in whatever it is that you can do. This is the time to do it. Because I don't know if we'll see another black man be a president in our lifetime. And that's keeping it 100, really. So whatever it's going to be, I don't know if they're going to do what he's done. I mean, I think that he's accomplished a lot.
Yes, he did.
And we need to take advantage of it. That's the best thing that we can do. And not look for Al Sharpton to speak on our behalf, but we need to empower ourselves.
Exactly.
We need to financially empower ourselves with education and really get our foot in the door. Because there's money out here. You're not trying to get all the money. You're trying to get some of it. You're trying to get some of it. And it's about a quality of life and leaving something for your children and your grandchildren. Other people are doing it. Why can't we do it too? I mean, there's no, God said he's no respecter of person. Right? So but we got to put the work in. And sometimes we can't play biz, wizard, spades, and we can't cook out. Sometimes we got to sit down. We got to read a book. We got to go online. Sometimes we're going to cut people off that don't believe in what it is that we're doing. You know, so 2 years in doing this, people I knew then, they see me from afar. They watch what I do on social media because they can't get with it. Because guess what? I'm too busy. Right? I'm about business. And you guys are about business too. And when you get that first event and that first interaction, it's going to run through your body. You're going to feel some way. You know? And then you're going to want more. And it's going to be contagious. And your circle will change. And you know, God gives you whatever you have, He prepared you for it. So don't operate in fear. Don't be scared. And don't be afraid to fail, because there's no failure. Right? You made a mistake. That's what it is. You identify what it is, make note of it, and try to stay away from it going the next time. But you got to keep going. Got to keep going. It's not over till you're in the dirt. Okay? Until they close the box, that's when it's done. But while we sit here, let's get it. Let's get all of it. All right? Well, thank you all for your time. Thank you. I don't know where Mr. James is. We rock, baby. We rock. All day.